All right. Are we live? Okay. So, Kiera Jones from KieraJones.com. Y'all, I have to come in. I'm so excited. Sales objections. All right. I know some people, they get worked up about it, but why? They are the most beautiful pieces of information. One of my favorite things is to really focus on reframing how you see, how you think, how you feel. One, about sales in general as women, but also specific to objections, because I feel like whenever women come into working with me, and this is going to be women who have been in their industry, in their niches for years, some for decades. It's been women who have been in their space for 2 years, for 12 years, for 20 years, for longer. I have seen it kind of like trick women up, right? And so I always love to talk about this, and to be able to find this place of power with objections, regulate your nervous system when it comes to objections. It is the most beautiful. I really, really want to talk about, y'all know I'm all about pre-selling. What is your strategy? We are not just talking about messaging that is for you to feel really good. I got a blank piece, some sticky notes. We just put it on some sticky notes and it's going to feel good. We're going to kumbaya. We're going to journal about it. It's going to sound amazing when we Voxer it to our biz besties, when you message it to your coach or whatever it is that you're doing with it. No, you actually need to be putting that messaging in action, implementation. So that's number one. But I know I ain't got to tell you that you already in action. But I also know that you're in action, you're showing up, whether you're showing up massively online or you have a hybrid strategy. You're doing online and offline. You do a mix of event, in person. You do, whether it's your events or you are, collaborating, right? You're on stages, you're doing guest speaking, things like that, or in a hybrid, right? Which is also doing offline, or if you do primarily one or the other, it doesn't matter. Then the other element is content, right? We're not talking about basic content. This is so much more than just I know I'm doing a video right now. I happen to at this moment be doing a live stream, but if you in the future, it's going to be pre-recorded. So this is not just video long form or short form. If you see this in a little clip, this is so much more than just the trends of, whatever talking head or voiceover trend is out, or whatever dance trend or whatever, right? This is so much more than that, than content, right? Content has been being created as high value expert women forever in our coaching, consulting, expert industries, right? If you are educating your audience, if you are inviting them into your high ticket services, into the work that you do, the transformation, it's always been around, okay? It's in the form of that same, like one of my coaches, where I actually got my certification from, literally started out in the industry. I call it like the OGs, right? So really starting out like 70s. I think about like when they were in the, I don't know, Holiday Inns and stuff, when they had, the conference rooms, and it was like the same I literally have taught on this. The concept of our webinars and our master classes and things that we do today, we happen to do them digitally, right here through this little dot, these videos and podcasts and all that. They used to just be 20 of them in the room. Okay. And there was a whiteboard. There was, even when the whiteboard used to roll it out. And do y'all remember in school, in class? I cannot think right now what it's called. Y'all tell me in the comments what it's called. The light the projector, right? Where you used to have the light, the little paper they used to write on it. And then you had it had the clear paper, whatever it is, whatever it is. We've been doing this forever. The formats have changed. Very much so how the formats of the platforms have changed. It doesn't matter. I remember, what is this? Oh my God, this might be like almost 12 years ago, somewhere between 10 and 12 years ago, when Periscope was out, even before Facebook Live was out. Yes. I remember when Facebook Live, the day, like the first time Facebook Live came out, before it even existed, Periscope. And, then I remember, okay, well, we're going to move over to Facebook Live, right? And then you add all the, YouTube Live came out, right? And then TikTok didn't have live, and now TikTok has live. Like, you can sit and go through all of these formats. So my point is, do not sit and get worried about, oh, like this trend and this platform and all the things. I always tell my clients that what goes into every single platform, every single format, every single way that you are going to touch your client, every single way that you're going to sell is going to be through your messaging, is going to be through your positioning, is going to be through how you communicate. So when your client gets to that sales point, okay? So if we draw a line, okay? When your client gets to the sales point where they are making a decision, to buy, to go with you, or to not. Whatever they are making, this is the decision point. Okay, when they are making that decision point to spend those dollars or not, okay, there's so much along the way that has happened. There's so much along the way that they are seeing before they get to this decision point. And you want to know what's happening. I can't, there's a couple things that I want to do. First and foremost, here's what I want you to do. If you are watching this live right now, I want you to comment what is a sales objection that you've gotten in the last 30 days. If you're live, I would love for you to do it because I want to show y'all live in action. See, one thing for me, so today is actually my sales director strategy day. Okay, so this is where I'm actually going inside of my clients' business. If y'all was on my stories today, you heard me go through my checklist of the things that I had to do. So let's see what we got on let me see what we got on the list. What do we get done today? And then I actually do have only 9 minutes left, so if somebody comes on, we're going to do some live coaching. And if not, what I'm going to do is, if you comment what your sales objection is, then I will reach out to you and I'll either support you like just through DM, or I'll send you a video, or we'll coordinate so I can come back live in action. Because what I want y'all to understand is, first and foremost, there is no usage of an AI and a chat GPT. Literally, all I have here is just my checklist. So this is literally the post that I put up. This was a picture of me, just an office picture that I had put up with like my checklist of what I had to do this morning when I was in my PJs before I got dressed. Like, okay, what do I have to do this morning? But the point is, when I'm in my sales director like strategy days where I'm going inside of my client's business, like what do I need to do like in your business? Okay, what I focus on is a hybrid of coaching, consulting with done for you implementation. This is not basic, like, oh, we're just gonna kumbaya and talk about the messaging and talk about where to put it across your marketing, across your sales, and across your content. No, there's actually, okay, so now here's what I'm taking and here's where I'm going to put it. I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about a couple of things. So if you share what your sales objection you've gotten is, then I actually want to kind of go back and forth with you. I want to do some things live in action with you so you can see and experience this, because y'all relying on some of these AI answers. Yeah, they're giving you answers, but what's the quality of those answers? Because the quality of those answers is affecting y'all's conversion rates. Y'all think that you're getting more efficient because, oh, I saved 30 minutes or I saved whatever amount of time you feel like you saved, but it's actually costing you. Because when you get here at the decision point, whether your decision point is going to be, can you also see? Okay. Whether your decision point is going to be a sales call consult, whether your decision point is a DM, okay, whether your decision point is going to be a sales event, okay. Now, yes, your decision point also could be a sales page and a couple other things. I'm also going to acknowledge when we say sales event, that could be in person or that could be virtual. So I have clients who do a retreat strategy. I have clients who do it like in person, right? So let's say you do like a 1, 2, 3 day event, and that's where you sell to, whether it's virtual or in person. Okay, so we're just going to use these as like the top three, right? And then I have clients who don't even do sales calls, and they take people straight to DMs at different points in my business. I've done like 90% of my sales, and I'm talking 4 and 5 figure sales, okay, pay in fulls as well as payment plans, straight through the DMs, okay. And then also if you do sales calls and consults, whether it's you and or you have a salesperson or a couple sales team members, okay. So you're taking people to a decision point. All right. You're having some type of conversation, even if it's from the stage, virtual or in person event stage. Okay. So here's the thing, all of this is here. So y'all leaving this one point for people to make decisions. So, one, you're wondering why you and or sales team are having all this pressure, all whatever pressure, nervous system, all the things, because that tends to be a big thing for clients. Even for the women who are like, yeah, I've sold 6 figures of my services, but I still feel this because I'm still wondering, okay, are they going to think that it's too much? Okay. And then for me to get to, for 4 people, right, I'll have 4 sales calls. One person may accept my $25,000 offer. I got to go through 3 people for one person to accept it, 25% conversion rate. But the energy it takes me to get through those 3, oh my goodness, right? Which you wouldn't have to even get through those 3. Those 3 should have been like, disqualified here. Okay. Or those 3, actually 2 of them were great, amazing clients. Where did they fall through and why? Did we look at that? So you start to ask yourself different questions. These are the things that I am asking, and these are the things that I am looking at when I'm in my sales strategy director like role, like really looking as a partner inside of your business, sitting at that intersection between content, marketing, and your sales. Right. So, not just only, I see so many folks like, oh, I just need the sales script. We work on that too. But I don't believe in a cookie cutter sales script. That has to be customized. That has to be customized based on a couple things that are going to happen here. One of those things being, right? There's a few, quite a few. But one of those things being your sales objections, right? So again, if you because of time, you can just comment your name, like raise your hand, like I want one. And what I want to do is now, if we get, depending on who we get, we'll do like a raffle or whatever it is, but we'll get a couple in where we will come back, right? We'll come back live. We'll make sure that you get some support because I want you to experience this, right? But basically, this was something that supported my client. I want to be able to show you at least 3 different things that you can do right now with that sales objection that you got. Okay. And this actually contributed to $30,000 in 14 days. Okay. So I got really excited as I was like looking over things. I was like, oh my God, I want to do a video. So really quick, I actually printed, and then today I was actually going to tell you my checklist. So we already started this already. So some of this is already done, but offloading and sales mapping content. All right. And some call to actions, because the call to actions be weak, sis. Oh my goodness. And then sent that over to assistants. There's a couple more because I have 2 more that I thought of that I want to add. And then strategizing some clients' emails. We got that. And then fine tuning a pitch presentation for a client's talk. So one of my favorites, I always go through client presentations and we take out, usually it's different percentages. The most we've ever taken out is about 80%. And they're like, what am I supposed to talk about? And I say, "Nope, this right here. I've already mapped that out based off of your method, your approach, and your call to action, your offer." And then actually they left the stage with 5 figures in sales before they left the stage, instead of like, oh, usually, oh, book a call with me, or oh, come see me after the event. That's different. Okay. So if you're doing any type of free or paid speaking gigs, right? Really looking at that call to action, again, going back to from the stage. And then I still need to go through. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing this afternoon, is going through and reviewing my clients' proposals. We have 3. And then my latte. I did not put this on my list, but I need to finish my hydration. That we're going to put those a part of them. And then I already went to therapy. I did not order my strapless bra, and I have to do that before our vacation. Okay, so here's what I want to say. So I actually printed this out. Okay, so let me see. Where's my camera? Which camera are we on? We got multiple cameras. So I actually printed this out. So pre-sold to closed. Okay, that is a term that I use that I want you to get that in your mind. When we do over here, Kiara Jones, when I do sales messaging and positioning, it's to move your buyers. So we're going to put your buyer over here. I don't know, your buyer got curly hair or not, whatever, whoever your buyer is, okay? To move them along so they become pre-sold to closed. Faster, already aligned with the intention to invest, serious about getting support now, not later. Building empowered urgency, no manufactured manipulation. We care about 3 things: your messaging and marketing morals. You still get to hold those. Your expression, embodiment, and ethics. You still get to honor those. This is still high ticket. It's high ticket with heart. Okay. And your sales standards, how you want to be ethically selling, how you want to be ethically talking about your work, right? And inviting people in. And so you can be inviting people in so that they have the space to make decisions. They're not using your time to do it because you have time here. That's going to be our clock. So there's time, there's money, right? I can't think of them. We're gonna make this the brain. Don't worry about my that's the brain exploding, right? Or lack thereof. Or is there a peaceful brain? There's so much here that costs you in this decision point, and you letting somebody skip this whole step and come over here. I see people bringing people over here, and I'm like, hey, were they qualified to get over here? You're so eager to get them over here to a call. I have clients who came and worked with me and said, no, I just got to get more calls. Who are these people getting on calls? This is not about just increasing your calls. So when I show this to you, right? one of the things that I am observing as I was going through my clients' emails and stuff. So one of the things, this is just 6 different points. But if you want to get a copy of my pre-sold to close like playbook, if you want to get more of this, like applying the pre-sale strategy, I would love to like just DM me pre-sold to close. Okay, so the pre-sale strategy, there's a couple different places. So let's say you come to me with an objection, right? You tell me whatever your objection is, right? One of the places that you can be putting your objection, of course, you might be getting an objection here. So we're gonna put O1. Okay. So we're going to put O1, number one. So that came on the call. Okay. Now you keep just waiting for it on the call. I should actually use a different color. You keep just waiting for it on the call. Okay. Color, let's just circle it green. Right. So guess what? Listening back to my clients' calls. Either I'm on sales calls with them or I'll do sales proposal calls with them because that's a part of the package, or I will listen back to them or their sales team do it. Okay. So we'll either do that, we'll do that. And so I'm listening back because that's also me editing and refining and tuning the script per se. That's number one. But instead of just continuing to wait for that objection there, why aren't you putting that up here when they first find you? So then you get to put that here. That's just one, but that's the obvious. Okay. And then we get to put that obviously through so many points here. I have a lot of fun up here. I mean, there's so many points up here too. We should call this 2x, like two times, right? Because there's multiple places you can put it here. And then obviously there's so many places you can be putting it here. We're gonna call this 3x. So that's going to be O1, O2, O3. It can start here. Now, one, we want to qualify this because I've seen clients who make a mistake and somebody did this the other day. They started thinking, oh, I could use this objection. And I was like, but that's not an objection that your actual ideal client would have. This is an objection that a low level person for your work would have. And that's just the reality of what it is. A person who only wants to pay $1,000 for what you offer would say that. A person who actually wants a $10,000 version of what you offer, they would not care about that. They would not. You got to think about that for yourself. So you got to make sure you qualify it. That's why before we even get to this point, we actually do the CEO intensive where we're going through your ideal client. Because so many times I see so many mistakes and attempts of doing something like this, but you're actually not even doing it based off of your true ideal client, number one. Okay. And what they actually care about, your highest level ideal client. Okay, you're mixing in, and that's why it's up and down. Like, ooh, I was pre-sold, but ooh, now I'm not because she went back down talking to the $1,000 client. Ooh, she's talking back to me at 10K. Ooh, no, she went back down talking to the 500 person. Ooh, she's back up here talking to me at 10K. I'm up and down. I don't know. I can't trust this person. So now I'm not really coming to you, not trusting you at the decision point. I'm coming to you because I'm actually not clear because your stories are outdated. Your messaging is outdated. One day you talk to me at the 500 level, and then one day you talk to me at the $50,000 level, and I'm not really clear. One day you're talking about my actual problem, you're being so specific, and one day you're not. You're going back and forth. You're wish-washy, and you're not doing it on purpose. Right? So these are the things that we even look at up front when we're doing the qualification. Right. And so that's a part of then when I'm touching your assets. When I get to a day like today that's dedicated to your business and I'm going into an email, I'm going to your proposals, I'm going into your pitch, I'm going into, hey, I got 6 slides I need to work on for this, your testimonials or whatever it is, that I'm not just doing that willy-nilly. And then don't even add an AI. Right? Because then you are adding in these components that, again, they're giving you answers, but they're not actually honing in on the elements that are required for your ideal client, for your signature method and approach, for the way that you qualify your people and what really matters, and your personality, all the human elements that it just hasn't caught up to. But my eye is looking at multiple areas. And then I start seeing about 6 different places. And so I send out a map of like, hey, to your assistant, right? And then I'm actually like, hey, literally copy and paste this, put that in there. Thank you very much. Right. So that's just a quick example. I have to run because I have an appointment. But I am really, really excited. I want to do a deeper conversation on this. If this was helpful for somebody, I want you to let me know. If this was helpful for you, I want you to send this to your biz bestie. If you want to hear more about just this was just the objections view of it, okay? We talk about putting it into your core content. We talk about putting it into your evergreen assets, about putting it into your emails, about putting it throughout, like I said, your scripts, right? There's pre-event, there's during the event, there's post-event. There's multiple layers. There's not just the one sales event. Oh, you didn't know that you should be selling before your event? Yeah, yeah, you should. Because my clients and I make back our money way before we even do the event. Like before the event even happens, folks are buying. Yep. So you should think about that. People cancel calls before the call saying, you know what, I don't need the call. I'm already ready. People send a DM, hey, I'm already ready to buy after a live stream, after they listen to a YouTube, a video or podcast, after they see them on a summit, after they see us on a stage. These are pre-selling elements because they got what they needed to get. You don't have to hide that you're selling. You can bring it in. You don't have to wait to sell up here. If you're doing that, you already have lost half the battle. You could be increasing your conversions and you call in more aligned clients because they're empowered, right? They're in their own urgency, internal urgency. All right. So pre-sold to close. All right. So message me if you do want, like here, I would love, can you do a live demonstration? I want you to show me 3 specific places of what I could do with that specific objection. Cause one, I'm going to help you remessage that objection. And then 2, I'll help like, okay, what are 3 places that we could put this in? So let me know if you want me to do that for you. And then number 2, so just DM me or comment here below, share this video with somebody that you know would it would help. And then 3, if you want to hear more, if you're like, here, can I have a copy of this? Can I have, well, there's a worksheet or whatever. But if you want me to give you notes on it, let me know and we can send you over a copy. And until next time, love, shine, and success. Bye, y'all. And then if you want to just book a call, you can go to KiraJones.com/call, or you can just DM me. We could talk way faster if you just DM me. We could spend 5 minutes on literally, like, I could identify this literally in 5 to 10 minutes by asking you 3 questions. Promise. All right, loves, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure that you come back so that I can do the live demonstration if you would like to experience that. And if you want it more private, let me know because we could do that, like I said, inside of a call. All right, bye, loves. Thanks, YouTube fam, for joining. We will see y'all soon.